Well, hello folks. I'm up here in Rancho Santa Margarita, really not far from where I live, and I'm in front of the Pedego store where recently our family bought some of these bikes and we have enjoyed them so much that, well, I thought you would like to learn about them. So we're going to go in and talk to the owner of this dealership, Alan Latt. Well, last summer when we were up in Alaska, we decided to rent electric bikes and we rode around the shorefront of Anchorage and we had a fantastic time. Well, when we came back here, we decided maybe that's something that we should look into. Really, it was more my wife's idea. She really wanted them. So we looked around, we looked online, we saw there's dozens of different brands. Well, right here in our own backyard here in Rancho Santa Margarita is the Pedego store, and I came in and I spoke to this gentleman, Alan Latt, who is the owner of this dealership. Alan,
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, when I first came in here, in fact, I came in here over the course of a few times, probably a couple months, and I spoke with you. And I think one of the first things that I wanted to know was why. Why does somebody need an electric bike? We have a couple really nice bikes, but we haven't ridden them for a while.
Yes, and you know, what people don't recognize most of the time when they come here is the fact that electric bikes will empower them to tackle the hills and distances, so they're empowered to go anywhere they want to. Now, they haven't perceived of this idea because they don't have that experience, and that's the reason why we have them try it out here. And as you'll remember, that was one of the first things I wanted you to do, was to try them out here, because you would begin to understand how it empower you through the hills or distances or sometimes just the headwinds.
Okay, our other question was, hey, there's a lot of bikes online. There's just so many that I can't even think of how many brands. There are some that are less expensive. There are also some that are 2 or 3 times the price of these. Right. So what makes Pedego so different?
Okay, well, being that it's a very new technology and being that people recognize that this is a business of the future, it seems like everybody wants to get on board with it. And a lot of them will buy products from China and sell them outright. Now, when we started back in 2010, there was a lot of manufacturers, but now they're all gone.
Yeah.
Only because they didn't really envision the future of electric bike or prepare themselves to what a dealer or what an electric bike company should be. And the beauty and the advantage of having a Pedego is the fact that we have a structure. There's different dealers all around the world where if you had problems with your bikes, you can come in and have them check out your bike or maybe fix it or buy some parts for it. And because of this infrastructure, our bikes are so much better than the others that would come here and say, hey, can you fix my bike? Well, I can, but the problem is we don't have parts for it.
Right.
And so Pedego really has established itself to become the leader of electric bikes. As you can see, there's so many dealers around the nation.
Yeah, and not only do you have different models, we'll talk about that in just a moment, but you have the advantage of this infrastructure. You have the advantage of, when you buy these, you register online, you become part of a group, part of a membership. And you were just telling me now there's a 5-year warranty, right?
Yes, effective January of this year, Pedego has expanded their warranty to 5 years on every component of the bicycle and lifetime for the frame. So this is something that most manufacturers aren't able to do because they have inferior components. Now, you mentioned earlier about bicycles that are a whole lot less. Well, the most expensive component of an electric bicycle is the battery.
Right.
And when you're able to sell inexpensive bikes, is because you're using inexpensive batteries, where sometimes they just don't last more than 6 months, or sometimes they catch on fire. And these are, like they say, you get what you pay for.
Right, and here you only sell Pedego bikes. As I mentioned, when we went up to Alaska and went to a bike dealership up there, really nice guy. He had different models. I don't know how many different kinds of brands of electric bikes that he sold and he rented, but even he was explaining about the batteries there and how some of the bikes that he had very inferior batteries.
Yes. Unfortunately, they're not all made the same. Although when people look at an electric bike, it's the same thing. It's an electric bike. When you first ride them, it will go without human power. And you think they're all made the same until you get to keep them for a while.
Yeah, and I think I've told you that near my work across the street, somebody who works in one of the supermarkets there has a very old, I don't know how old it is, but it's a Pedego bike when it has the big silver motor on the back and all that, but obviously it's still running. I don't know how, in bike terms, how old it is, but that's good to see. Let's talk about the models.
Sure.
Because you have so many models. We got a couple different ones. We got the Comfort Cruiser, my daughter has that. Then my wife and I got the Interceptor. And really the difference is the Interceptor has both the throttle and the pedal assist. Let's talk about, I think people know what the throttle would be. What's the pedal assist?
Well, the pedal assist is a mode on the electric bike where when you pedal, and only when you're pedaling, it will assist you. You get to choose how much power it provides you. There's 5 different levels and people sometimes think it's how fast you want to go.
Right.
Well, realistically, it's about the terrain of the hill. If it's very hilly, you use more power, and if it's less hilly, you use less power. And what pedal assist does is it just automatically gives you propulsion as you're pedaling. So you don't need to be holding a throttle, you don't need to be holding anything else, but that's what pedal assist does.
Yeah, and besides that, there are, I think, at least on our bikes, there's 7 speeds. So you have the standard shifting of the gears as well, and you kind of play that all together, work specs here and there.
Yes, and it's funny because sometimes people will come here and say, oh, this bike only has 7 gears. I said, yes, it only has 7 gears, but if you multiply that with 5 pedal assists, you're looking at 35 gears, and I think you've got enough gears there.
Yeah, and we've really noticed that because, we go around the flat areas around here where it's, the sidewalks and paved trails. But we have taken our bikes up in Irvine Regional Park, where we've gone up, actually the trails that some of the horses go up on. We've gone down to Back Bay and Newport, and even around here, Rancho Santa Margarita, we've gone down through O'Neill Park, underneath the toll road to come back up, something that we never would have done with our other bikes.
Yes, there's something about riding bikes, and I couldn't figure that out. When I was a kid, I slept with my bike, as I would call it. I would go anywhere with my bike.
It was inevitable, Alan, you know that?
And now, when I got older, I didn't ride the bike as much, depending on also where you live. When there's a lot of hills, you think how taxing it is, and you're just pushing the bike, going up a hill, and all that problem. But there's something about riding bikes where I don't know if it's the freedom or the things that you can see or just the wind flowing through your face. But the bicycle pretty much hasn't changed for the longest time until electric bikes, which empowers anybody now to get on an electric bike and go wherever they want to go.
Well, speaking of empowerment, the folks that live in our community, it's surprising how much they've adopted first electric vehicles. Now, they have electric golf carts, of course, but they really embrace this new technology. So we're going to look at a couple different models that you have that might be beneficial to them. I mean, obviously, you have, I think, about 20 models.
18 different models with different variations and colors on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at a couple of those.
Sure.
Here is one that I think our community would really go for. I mean, a lot of people ride standard bikes, two-wheel bikes, but this one is more of a tricycle style.
Yes, yes. The advantage of this tricycle, and as you mentioned earlier, we do have many different models for different applications because people have different needs and different wants. But for those that are very insecure with their balance, this is something that we offer to them, where you get to sit down and don't need to balance.
Yeah, and one of the, let's face it, for anyone, one of the big advantages here is the fact that you can go to a store or just go around our community and you can carry packages or whatever you want in here.
Yes, yes. It's actually perfect for anybody who just wants to stroll around or maybe stop at a grocery store or maybe, go to shop for their homes.
And this one, what we were talking about, has both the throttle and the pedal assist, right?
Correct. This one has a throttle where you just twist the accelerator and off it goes, or you can use the pedal assist.
Okay, and I remember you telling it on these type of bikes with both that there's a little display over here that you can go in there, you can have both on, or you can just have pedal assist or just throttle or just turn it off completely, right?
That is correct. And it just gives you the ultimate power of what you want to do with the bike.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think this would be fun.
Yeah.
Even though I have my Interceptor, that's my model, this would be fun. I'll have to try this out one day.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now, we got one other bike we want to show folks. We got a lot on the walls here, but it's a foldable bike, right?
Yes,
All right. We'll look at that in just a second.
Oh dear, that definitely does not look like fun. You know what's fun? A Pedego electric bike. It's fun, it's easy, and much more comfortable. Pedego, hello fun.
Well, believe it or not, there's a Pedego bike in this bag. Right, Alan? Am I right about that?
Yes, yes. There is an electric bike right inside of this.
So what is this model called?
This is called the Latch.
Okay. And as we're seeing the video here, it's foldable. It's very easy to take apart or fold back together. You can put it in the trunk of your car or easily stored. You can just, basically wheel it right into your house if you get a case like this for it. How easy is that?
Yes, yes. So at Pedego, we actually build different types of bikes for different applications, and the Latch is one of them. And the beauty about the Latch is that it's an electric bike that comes in a very small package. So that way you can put it anywhere behind a boat, behind your motorhome, or even in an airplane.
Yeah, I think that is very convenient. Maybe I'll just get one of these as well, because I can really see the advantage of this for a lot of folks, especially again in our community. They have maybe limited space, or they're on the go a lot. They may want to take it with them and they don't want to purchase a rack to put it on. This is a good answer for them.
Would you like to see it?
Yeah, I would. All right. So it's amazing that it fits in here, because I've been in the shop here many times before and I've never seen it in a case. It's usually off to the side, and I just love the fact that there it is. I mean, it's even got a light on it. It's a full Pedego bike. It's got the full battery on this, so it's got the same range as any other one, and look how easy that is.
Yes, yes.
So is this a bike too that you can get in different colors? Because I look around here and I see all these beautiful colors here.
Yes, there are three different colors that we offer the Latch in. That will be the blue, the black, and the lime green.
Alan, I want to thank you for letting us come up here today. And, I got to tell you folks, really I'm passionate about these because, I've really grown to enjoy them. And I know you're here, right here, where I live in this area, Rancho Santa Margarita, and the closest Pedego dealership to Laguna Woods. And if you're interested in something like this, come on up. Alan and his son Lorenzo will help you out. They are wonderful. They'll explain it to you. There's no pressure for you to buy anything, but you get to test drive one as we did, and we just really kind of fell for them.
Yes, Ken. And not only that, one thing I'd like to assure your viewers is that when they purchase from us, we make sure that they get the red carpet treatment even after the sale.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Alan, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Today, we are marking the beginning of a new era as City of Hope opens its first location right here in Newport Beach.
We have 500 scientists and doctors who have dedicated their lives to beating cancer. So they use that intellectual capital to try to make sure every patient gets the best care possible that's known to science.
Jacobson McCall have created Agent 55, a real estate firm focused on 55-plus communities.
Agent 55 and the marketing technology allows us to deliver even more to buyers and sellers.
Everyone respects Kelly's over 30 years experience as a top sales producer and trusted expert within 55-plus communities.
Agent 55 has great knowledge of Laguna Woods.
Agent 55 offers something powerful and unique. We guarantee it. Ask us how.
Well, hello folks. Once again, we are out here in the beautiful Laguna Canyon. It's been, maybe 2 or 3 years since we've come out here to speak to the folks who run this facility and enjoy the beautiful nature out here. I am with Hallie Jones. Now, she's the executive director of the Laguna Canyon Foundation. Good to see you again.
Great to see you. Thanks so much for spending the time out here.
Oh, we love it, and we're so fortunate to come out here on such a beautiful day. And this is so close to the community here. It's really a treasure. First, tell me an overview of Laguna Canyon Foundation. What do you folks do?
Sure. So we were founded in 1990 with one goal, which was to acquire open space and make sure that it was going to be protected in perpetuity for all of us to benefit from. Our mission has really changed over the last 10 years to more one of education and stewardship. So working on the land itself, making sure that the trails are maintained, the habitat is restored, and people start to learn a little bit more about how special this open space is, the incredible wildlife we have out here, and learn what an important role each of us play in protecting it.
And fortunately, right here where we're standing is the Nix Nature Center. And tell us about that. When did that get built?
Absolutely. So the Nix Nature Center was named after James and Rosemary Nix, who were residents of Laguna Woods, wonderful supporters of the open space and of this facility in particular. It was built, I think it was open to the public in 2007, and it really is a wonderful gateway into the open space. It's very accessible to people of all different abilities. You can come out here, just spend some time seeing the incredible open space. You can go for some easy hikes if you'd like, or something a little bit more challenging if you're interested.
Yeah, even though there's some very easy hikes right around here, which are very nice, people forget that this goes all the way down close to the beach area, so people can go up on the bluffs and all and really take some extensive hikes if that's what they want.
Absolutely. We have over 42 miles of trails, and there's 22,000 acres of open space in this area, which is incredible for coastal Southern California. There's not really an area like this anywhere else in the region. It does extend all the way into Crystal Cove State Park, so you can stand on the bluffs and look at the ocean. You can go all the way from these mountains inland and spend the whole day out here.
So who actually operates this facility? We're close proximity to Laguna Beach. You mentioned Crystal Cove, which of course is Corona del Mar, Newport area. Is it you folks? Is it the Orange County Parks? Is it the cities?
So Laguna Canyon Foundation really is a support organization for OC Parks. So Orange County Parks operates this facility, the Nix Nature Center, and much of this contiguous open space. Laguna Canyon Foundation exists to make their jobs easier. So we support the rangers with whatever they need help with, just kind of give them that extra bit of help, whether it's through maintaining trails or just being out another set of eyes and ears out in the open space.
And then the funding, of course, goes to what we're standing on here and the building and maintaining. And what's really important is the educational centers, right?
Absolutely. So we have a Title I schools program education. education program, which actually brings kids from underprivileged neighborhoods, largely in Santa Ana, out into the open space to start to understand a little bit more that this wilderness exists as a resource for all of us. We also have public education, so we have free guided hikes, birding hikes, geology hikes, native plant hikes, for people just to come out and learn a little bit more about our wilderness.
Yeah, we just saw a group here just a few minutes ago. Now, I also understand you are down the road, you're going to be building, or in the process of opening soon, a new administration building that may have some resources there as well, right?
Absolutely. We're so thrilled about this stage in Laguna Canyon Foundation's history. For the first time, we're actually building our own headquarters in the open space right off of Phillips Street in Laguna Beach. It's a 3-acre parcel on 100 acres of zoned open space right next to Aliso and Wood Canyons Wilderness Park. So it's going to have a native plant garden, an interpretive trail, as well as, headquarters for our restoration work and our trail work and all those good things.
And I would assume that if somebody has the ability to, they could start here and end up down there, right, in a hike?
Absolutely. It's a little tricky crossing Laguna Canyon Road, so if you can figure out the way to do that safely and legally, you're fine crossing the street. We definitely recommend that people stay within one side or the other of Laguna Canyon Road. So either on the Laguna coast side, where we are right now, or over on the Aliso and Wood side, which is just across the road.
Yeah, that's a very good tip. Now, as far as your hours here, are you open every day, year-round?
So the parks themselves are open 365 days a year, with the exception of rain days. We do close for rain. They're open generally from about 8 a.m. till about sunset. Now the Nix Nature Center has more limited hours. So the Nix Nature Center is open 9 to 5, Monday through Sunday.
All right, what's the website? If people want to go on and figure out how they can take part in this or maybe help out Laguna Canyon Foundation, just Google that and we'll find it?
Absolutely. Our website is lagunacanyon.org, and I also always recommend that people spend some time on ocparks.com as well, which is a wonderful website.
All right, Hallie, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to come out here. And folks, this is just right in your backyard, so it's a very easy drive to get here. And especially if you come during the week, there's usually plenty of parking. There might be a lot of school groups out here, but that shouldn't be a problem if you want to come here and visit. And great times of the year, of course, the spring and the fall. I heard the spring flowers were just beautiful. And you can come out here and take a very easy walk, not even really a hike if you want. If you want something more, the hills are all behind me here. You can spend as much time as you want. And maybe you'll meet Hallie, and maybe you'll end up helping with the Laguna Canyon Foundation. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.